Yo, hey, what's up, guys? I know it's been about a month since my last video, and I figured, you know what? I've picked up, a nice bundle of stuff within this last month or within my last video, and I decided, you know what, today is Saturday. It's a perfect time, pretty much just relaxing, chilling at home, and want to show you guys what I picked up. I'm pretty sure a lot of you already know what this issue is, Vampirella number 34. This issue, guys, I've actually had, I've had it in my collection for a long time, but I would say maybe about 3-4 months ago, I sold it. Vampirella, I have a nice stack of Vampirella comics, the original ones from the 70s, that I actually like to hold on to because I love the stories, the nice horror type B movie storyline. I really love those. This one more specifically is the cover. If you don't know why, well, that's something you need to figure out on your own. But pretty much the comic, or at least the magazine itself, is in really nice shape. And just, I would say maybe the beginning of last month, I purchased it again. I purchased it back from the person I sold it from, a really cool guy. I've sold off a lot of my comic book collection to him. He's a local here in Arizona. He usually sells a lot of comic books at our current marketplace. I don't plan on selling this. I really love it. I actually do plan on maybe getting a Mylar. This is actually still in a polypropylene. Why? I know a lot of you guys are like, oh my God, Rick, you're using poly bags. No. But I just haven't really had the opportunity to purchase the larger Mylar bags for comics and magazines. I do plan on doing so because I have a few vintage, I would say early 80s video game magazines in my collection that I'll probably show you guys later on, but I want to put those in a nicer bag because a lot of them just don't have bags, or they're in large Ziploc bags, but I want to make it look a little nice, a little decent for your viewing pleasure. Anyways, yeah, I picked this up, Vampirella number 34. It's a 1974 June issue. If you guys are interested, take a look. They're kind of hard to come by on eBay, or at least in this condition that I've seen. I would have to say maybe very fine plus to near mint. The only issues that I really see on it, guys, are, let's see here if the camera can pick it up. There's a little ding there in the corner, and there's a little, I would say, color fading. It's not foxing, guys, but I'm pretty sure it has to do with the manufacturer or the publisher that printed it. There's like ink, not ink, but I don't know, like because see, right here, it's all kind of a dark blue type ink on the background. It seems to have been, I guess, with the printing press. There's also blue markings right here. It's not really affecting the comic. It's not perfect white. But again, for comic books or magazines from the 70s and 60s, a perfect white is kind of hard to come by because of the printing presses that they had back then. But other than that, guys, it's in really nice shape, really nice condition. There's nothing else wrong with it. So if you guys want a nice, I would say, comic book cover, female comic book cover, this is a nice one to get. Vampirella number 34. And I'm actually debating whether or not to put it in a nice type of, once I get a Mylar bag, in a nice frame, because it would be really cool as a picture, in my study room, hanging up behind me. I'm not too sure. But yeah, because the other ones I have the first Vampirella, 2 and 3, but they're not in great condition. I would have to say probably, I don't know, maybe good minus to good. And this one, like I said, is a really nice, it looks like a photo, to be honest with you, like a nice painting, a portrait. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Vampirella number 34. Other things that I bought, of course, I know a lot of you guys are probably staring at this. It is from that Avatar movie from James Cameron. Not to be confused by that anime Avatar cartoon series, which is pretty good, but the movie, the movie could have been better, but this is a different Avatar, and this is the actual mech that was featured in that movie. I love mechs. I love robots. I love anything that's, that's pretty much resembles this. And if a lot of you guys are into the same thing I am, this is one thing that you don't pass up. I did do some research on eBay, and they are pretty affordable. You can probably get a mint on box for anywhere between 20 to 40 bucks. And plus shipping, of course, you have to add on shipping with that. And I'm really glad because it also comes, I believe, the figure right here. Let me see if I don't. There we go. He apparently comes separate. He comes with his gun, of course, as you can tell, and I don't recall his name, but of course he's that one lieutenant or captain guy that has all those scars on the right side of his face. You remember in the movie? Same type of scenario, but it looks pretty good. Detail's okay. It is smaller than your average G.I. Joe, a little bit smaller. I wish I should have brought a G.I. Joe. I don't have one. The vehicles behind you don't have G.I. Joes. But anyways, it's a little smaller than a G.I. Joe. It actually looks like the same size as your vintage Indiana Jones figures. If you guys are aware or know about those 80s Indiana Jones, it's about the same size. It's probably about 3 inches tall. Articulation, of course, there's articulation in his shoulder, his elbows, head moves back and forth. Knees, let's see, his knees do not bend. However, his hips do, and that's pretty much it. So articulation is pretty limited, but he fits inside the mech pretty nice. Oh, let me show you inside the mech too. Let's see if we can pick this up. So it's pretty much just a hole that he just sits right in there, and the lid, it closes, and that's pretty much it. It does come with that huge gun, which, you know, is a little loose inside his hand, of course. Okay, let me take the gun out actually so you can see it. So the gun here, as you can tell, it has its famous little knife. It's not as long or protruding as in the movie, and of course, you know, for safety reasons, of course, because you don't want children stabbing their brother or sister in the eye or in the armpit, because it would hurt, apparently. So they made it, you know, kind of stubby. It's understandable. It does come with its own, you know, kind of bullets here as ammo, which is removable. So you can tell here, as you can see here, and the gun can, you know, either be mounted as if without the bullets, but of course it looks a little bit cooler with the bullets attached. And it goes onto his shoulder there, and then it goes into the back, as you can tell. Okay, now another cool feature about it, it comes with this large knife. If you remember the movie, kind of hard to get out, but it does, and it's right there. Now why they made this, you know, kind of long and protruding and not really so much as the gun is a question to me. They should have made this one a little bit larger, would have been a little bit cooler. But anyways, the detail on the gun itself is really cool. It's really nice, as you can tell. And the detail on the robot, on the exosuit, is really nice also. Not a whole lot of paint or coloring. It's pretty bland with your standard, you know, dark grayish color. But other than that, it's pretty articulate. You know, there's the shoulders, there's the hands. The hands don't open as much. Only reason for, you know, if you want to put the knife or even, yeah, there we go. Well, not even that. Dang. Well, that sucks. Never really tried it until now. And the gun itself won't fit in that other arm. Let's take this out. Only because the reason is the bullets are on his left shoulder, and this hand does not open in order for this to the gun to fit in. It only fits in this hand, as you can tell, which doesn't really matter to me, because again, you know, I don't really play with the thing. I just have it up for display because it's really cool. It's really cool looking. Let me put this back in. So let me turn it around, give you guys a better idea. Here are the feet. The feet do hold the figure up to a certain extent. These bend, of course, both knee joints. Hip joints don't move at all. And then, of course, you have the shoulder type joints. Those move. And again, here's the back. Marked 2009 by Fox, made in China. And that's pretty much it, guys. Nothing really too extravagant, but again, it's still cool in my book, only because I really enjoyed that movie, and of course it's It's pretty much an EXO type mechanical suit, and I love those. Let me put this thing back in, and let me go ahead and jump on to the next figure. The next thing, guys, I want to show you is this G.I. Joe Sergeant Slaughter Triple T vehicle. Now this one, guys, I personally had when I was young. Well, majority of the stuff that I'm showing you is what I've had. Not originally, but at least I'm slowly buying them back just to kind of bring back memories, bring back just, I guess, that nostalgia feeling like you guys, like I've always mentioned in my videos. But anyways, this one, guys, is really special because, of course, it does come with a box. It is uncut. It does have the file card as well as the flag points still attached. That's kind of hard to come by. Plus, this vehicle seems to have never been put together. Let me show you. Okay, so all of the parts are still in the original sealed plastic bags. And there's that. Here's this. There's the engine compartment, the wheels, the missiles. Here's the engine door or the bay, the cover, and of course the unapplied stickers. And this again is still in the plastic sealed bag, never opened. Here are the two components that pretty much put together the tank. The outer and the inner layer of the Triple T tank. But one thing, guys, with it, it did not come with Sergeant Slaughter. I was hoping that it was, only because it's kind of hard to come by, you know, still mint, unassembled Sergeant Slaughter. Here's the empty compartment where he would fit in, but he never, like I mentioned, it never came with it, or at least was not included when I bought it. He did have his original instruction sheet, as you can tell. When I got this, the seller didn't, I believe the seller was selling it for somebody else and wasn't too sure if Sergeant Slaughter was included. So I took everything apart, made sure he was or wasn't, because I was going to make a nice offer for it, probably in the $100 to $200 range, if Sergeant Slaughter was included and not opened. But unfortunately, like I said, he was not. The seller didn't know where he was, so I pretty much got this for 80 bucks. A really, really nice bargain. And I've seen some of these go on eBay for over $150 to $200, pretty much mint and packaged still with the box open, but everything's pretty much sealed. So if I find Sergeant Slaughter, if anyone out there watching this video actually has the version 2 Slaughter still sealed in his card or his package meant for this box, hit me up, let me know, because I'd be interested in buying them from you. Alright, moving on to the next item. Alright, the next thing, guys, that I bought are actually two He-Man figures from the same seller on eBay. This one is Mekaneck. Another vintage He-Man figure. The reason why I purchased him is because I had him as a child. I do remember having him for a short period of time. He did have this function where his neck would grow in order to kind of spy on villains or over, you know, large, tall structures, which was pretty cool. I really enjoyed figures that had a hidden or at least a special trait. Because it's cool, you know, having your G.I. Joes, you know, carrying a gun or whatnot, but it's a little bit cooler where if you twist their hip or you twist their arms, they would move automatically, where it had that, you know, sort of mechanical mechanism built inside the actual figure. I love those type of figures, and this is one of them specifically where you just go bloop. Hey, what's up? What's up, man? What's up? Yeah, so anyways, this is in really nice shape, guys. Really nice shape. I really enjoy it. I'm going to actually have these displayed in a cabinet. I do plan on building a collector's or at least a display cabinet, only because the ones that I've seen, of course, through IKEA, you can get one for like 70 bucks from IKEA, a nice small display cabinet, but it's too small, like I mentioned. I want a nice large one. But unfortunately, those ones, if you buy one off eBay or any website, a nice large display collector's cabinet for your figures. Plan on paying like $400 to $1,000 for one. Instead, I'm gonna build one. Anyways, I'll save that for a later video. But I also purchased Triclops. He was another one that I had when I was young. And I'm having him displayed, or at least kept, in this polypropylene bag. Of course, not a Mylar, because polypropylene is easier to bend. It does have the saving, or at least the protection principles as Mylar a little bit. Yeah, I do know I mentioned it's going to fade, but or let's put it this way: polypropylene is easier to bend, and I don't have to worry about his thumbs cracking through the Mylar or the Mylar tearing on the corners. Anyways, back to this polypropylene. Perfect thing for saving, or at least storing your vintage figures. How I have them stored here is pretty much I have a polypropylene bag, and how I did this was pretty much it's bent, it's folded. The comic book, the He-Man comic book, is separate from the figure, so as you can tell, the comic book is not touching the figure. I pretty much just folded it a certain way so it gives it a nice display for the figure. And the reason why I didn't do one for Mechanic was because I don't have his original comic book that he came in. So I do plan on collecting a little bit more, a few more He-Man, but they have to be in nice condition. As you can tell, see with the boots, they're really nice condition. They have to be clean, and I want their comic books. So when I do get the collector case, I'll have them nice stacked up in a little group alongside all the other ones in their bags. And the ones that I really enjoy, let's say for like He-Man with Battle Cat and Skeletor with Panther, they're going to be out of the box and bags and displayed really nice in the display cabinet. But again, I'll save that for a later video. But these ones, yep, I picked these up for a really good price. I think for like 10 bucks each. Being in the condition that they're in, I would have to say, you know, I would have paid probably 20 or 25 bucks for each, only because they don't show hardly any wear at all, and their joints are still tight. They can stand up on their own. Oop, that wasn't a good display. As you can tell, they can stand up on their own, so can Triclops, and they come with their weapons. So, yep, pick that up. The next thing, guys, I want to show you is a 90s toy. It came out in 1994, and I do recall seeing this in the toy store as well as the cartoon series Skeleton Warriors. Skeleton Warriors, guys, wasn't really that popular. However, I do, like I said, recall watching the cartoon series here and there, but again, I would watch maybe little parts, segments of it. The only thing that really attracted me to watching the series was the toy line. There were a few toys that I remember seeing back at Toys R Us when I was 14, 13 years old that were really cool looking, and this is one of them. One specifically here is the Aracula, and it's really cool, and for some reason, either because it's coolness, this is the most expensive one that you can buy, or at least find mint on card. And what I mean by expensive, check this out, $25. The other ones pretty much go for $5 or $10, but this is the more expensive one in the group, and it's the most sought after. And again, it's just really cool looking. As you can tell, the detail in the figure, in the accessories, the weapons there, it's really cool. And the other one that I picked up is this one. It's pretty much the mad scientist, the doctor, and he resembles kind of a cyborg slash zombie skeleton. It's really cool, and I do plan on putting this in my display case when I get it, and it should display really nicely, as you can tell with the feet there. And he's the only one that's kind of has this robot type attachments, robotic type attachments to him. Kind of a gold internal, or at least intestines. Really cool, really nice detail. And I believe I picked this one up for like $5. Not that expensive, but again, it's a really cool figure just to display. Next thing, guys, I picked up was this, not really vintage, but this Ghostbuster of Peter Venkman. I picked this up on a local, or not, I don't say local, on actually Facebook, there is a vintage collectors group that people, you know, trade, buy, and sell. And there's someone on there that was selling this, and I got a really good deal. I think I paid maybe 12 bucks for it, plus shipping for $5. So under 20 bucks I got it for. And the only reason, because I do plan on collecting the this Ghostbusters line. It does resemble the old 1970s Mego, but really has no relation towards the Mego toy line. It is manufactured by Mattel, and I really like them. I think they're really cool. I have this one, Peter Venkman, and also I have Egon Spengler. And rest in peace, he just died. I'm pretty much sure all of you know, but no, I'm not trying to cash in or trying to sell this. I actually had Egon for quite some time now. I think I've had him for maybe 2 years in one of my totes. Never really tried to purchase anyone. Egon was my favorite Ghostbuster. That's why I had him. But when I saw Peter Venkman available, I'm like, I'll start trying to collect and find the other ones. So I still got to get Ray Stantz and Winston Zeddemore. And I believe I can get Ray Stantz at my local marketplace. I think I saw someone selling one. But yeah, these are really cool, guys. These were, I believe, made in 2010, about 4 years ago. And once I get all 4 of them, I plan on carefully just opening them up from the back, taking the figure out, and still keeping the box and the card itself, or the bubble in the card, just for collecting reasons. But I do plan on displaying these with the Ecto-1 that I have, the original Ecto-1. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, guys, on to the G.I. Joes. Pick this up, guys. If you guys don't know, I am a huge Dreadnought fan. When the G.I. Joes came out back, or at least the Dreadnoughts came out with Zartan in 1985, along with Buzzsaw and the other Dreadnoughts, I was really hooked. I don't know, maybe their attitude or just their weapons, I don't know. It just was like, yeah, Dreadnoughts. I think back then I thought they were the coolest thing when I was 6, 7 years old. So I picked this up. Pretty cheap. Again, I got this off of Facebook, another kind of a buying, selling G.I. Joe group. And I went ahead and pretty much just packaged these. Let's see if I can get these out. I'm using larger poly bags for comic books again, just to store and I guess preserve the vehicles. Whenever I get these, whenever I buy them, of course they're almost 30 years old, of course. I usually clean them up really nice, get all the dust and dirt off, and then I just like to protect them, keep them from getting dirty, dusty again, the stickers from fading or falling off. And of course, whenever I have friends come over, they always want to take a look and open it up, and who knows, they may have beans or whatever on their fingers, and I don't want to get any of my stuff stained or full of food. So that's why, another reason why I keep them in poly bags, because my friends are always over and taking a look at them like, oh man, I remember I had this. And then of course also I had the Dreadnought, the Swamp Fire instruction sheet. It's all there. It's 100% complete. This one did not, however, come with a character, or at least a figure. It was just a vehicle that you would purchase. No character included, so that's why there's no a file card. However, the flag points are there. Nothing really cut out. The box is really nice, so I'm really glad that I have this. I do plan on getting and buying the whole Dreadnought, all the figures and the vehicles, only because those were my favorite when I was young. I did not have all of them when I was younger. I think I had, I know I had the Thunder Machine, that vehicle. I had Zanzibar with the pirate air skiff, which I'll show you here in a bit. Those were the only 2 vehicles I had. I did not have Zartan. I think I had a few, I think like maybe 3 or 4 of the Dreadnought figures. But when I was younger, I would always want and ask for G.I. Joes versus Cobra. So I had a large set, or at least a large assortment of G.I. Joes instead of Cobra. But I don't know, that's just me. Here's the other one, guys, Zanzibar. Zanzibar was one of my favorites only because of his ponytail. Way back then, I remember ponytails back in the early 80s was kind of a kind of cool, hip thing to do. Yeah, anyways, let me get back to this. So this is what I got, guys. I took it apart, and again, it's pretty much just all in polypropylene bags. Here's the air skiff right here. All of the accessories, the fan, the weapons, they're all in here, along with the free, get your free fridge action figure. Brochures in there, little mini comic book too. It's all here. Then plus the bubble. He is opened. It's not mint. You can take this red card out, and on the back of it, you can slip out the figure. So apparently the original purchaser of this took really good care of it, and hey, thank you for doing so, because I probably plan on keeping it on display within the box. Here are the instructions too. Let me show again, here we go, the vehicle. So it's pretty much just an air, or at least water skiff, if you want to say. So it pretty much just flies or zooms across the water. I don't think it really flies in the air as much, but it's pretty cool. I cleaned it up really nice. It was really bad, guys. It was dusty, dirty. I think someone spilled soda on it because it had a lot of stickiness to it. I hope it was soda. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Again, I do apologize for not making any videos. Just been really busy. Had some issues come up. Personal stuff, but apparently it seems to be every year around this time something personal happens, but it's okay. I'm taking things by stride, day by day. I'm still collecting, of course, comic books, still doing my vintage action stuff, and that's pretty much it, guys. Stay tuned. I do plan, like I mentioned earlier, I do plan on building a really nice display case. Now, keep in mind before I do this, it should be fun, it should be funny. I've never really built something on my own, especially out of wood. Now, I know it's not that difficult. I'm not complaining or trying to get your sympathy at all. It's just, hey, I just know that there's a lot of people out there that are like me. Like, hey, how would you build one? How could you do this? And I'm gonna do that for me and for you. Step by step, the stuff that I purchased, the tools that I'll need, and pretty much how to build it. I looked at a lot of videos online, a lot of instructions, and I know it's not that difficult. So plan on me doing that within this few months. I'll be taking the video, or at least my camera, out to Home Depot, buying the right wood, buying the right nails, measuring. Because again, I'm assuming there's a lot of you that aren't really, I would say, savvy when it comes to hand building wooden, or at least things, if you want to say. I haven't been that type. Never really had family members show me. So I'm going to take this adventure, and me and my daughter are going to do it and have fun. That's the whole point. That's the whole principle. And maybe learn something and show you guys how to do it your own, how to do it yourselves. But that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up. Let me know. And talk to you later. Peace.